You're looking for a coffee maker that won't be a daily headache, something that actually fits into the rhythm of a busy office or a small shop, delivers a decent cup without demanding a barista's skill, and doesn't feel like a money-sucking experiment. Those are the three things most of us keep asking ourselves before we click add to cart. The fear of buying a machine that sounds impressive on paper but ends up gathering dust is real, especially when you're trying to balance budget, space, and the sheer variety of coffee habits in a workplace. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In the next few minutes I'm going to walk through why the BUNN MyCafe MCO might be the sweet spot for a small business coffee setup, and where it could fall short if your needs don't line up. First off, let's talk about the everyday situation you're trying to solve. Imagine a 10-person office where half the crew prefers a quick 4-ounce espresso-style shot, another quarter likes a larger, 12-ounce mug to sip through the morning, and a few people even bring tea bags. You need a single-serve brewer that can handle that variety without a line forming, and you want it to be low maintenance because nobody has time to be refilling reservoirs every 5 minutes. The BUNN MyCafe MCO was built with exactly that environment in mind. It's marketed as a commercial-grade unit for offices and small businesses, and its design reflects that focus. The first thing you'll notice when you power it up is the touchscreen. It's not the glossy, flashy kind you see on high-end home espresso machines. It's a simple, responsive panel that lets you dial in the amount you want, from 4 ounces up to 16, in quarter-ounce steps. That granularity is useful when you have people who bring a tiny travel mug versus a larger ceramic cup. You set the size, press start, and the machine handles the rest. There's no need to guess how much water to pour into a separate reservoir. The MCO has an automatic water refill system that pulls from the main line or a built-in tank, depending on how you install it. In practice, that means the machine rarely stops because it's out of water, a common frustration with smaller countertop brews that require manual refilling after each brew. Now, the flip-over drip tray. This is a practical tweak that often gets overlooked in product blurbs but makes a real difference in a mixed cup environment. You can slide the tray back to accommodate a standard mug, then flip it forward for a larger travel tumbler without having to lift the whole unit or juggle awkward angles. In a real office, that translates to fewer spills and less time fiddling with the machine when you're already juggling a deadline. What about the taste? I'm not going to claim it makes a latte that rivals a specialty coffee shop, because it's a drip-style brewer, not a pressure-based espresso machine. What it does consistently is deliver a clean, well-extracted cup that's comparable to a decent pour-over. The adjustable brew settings let you tweak the strength a bit, which is handy for tea drinkers who don't want a bitter brew. In the field, that flexibility has been praised for keeping both coffee and tea fans happy without needing separate appliances. On the downside, the unit does run on a 120-volt commercial plug, which means you need a dedicated outlet that can handle its power draw. If you're trying to squeeze it onto a typical kitchen countertop that's already sharing power with a microwave, you might run into tripped breakers. Also, because it's designed for higher volume use, the initial price tag is higher than a basic home single-serve machine. That's not a flaw per se, but it's something to weigh against your budget. If you're a solo freelancer working from a small home office, you might end up paying for capacity you'll never fully use. Another practical consideration is the cleaning routine. The drip tray and the brew head are easy to pull out and rinse, but the internal water lines do benefit from an occasional descaling, especially if you have hard water. The machine doesn't have an automatic cleaning cycle, so you'll need to set a reminder to run a vinegar flush every few months. For a busy office, that's a small task, but it's worth noting because neglecting it can lead to slower brew times or off-tastes over time. Who should buy this? If you run a small office, a co-working space, or a boutique that serves customers a quick caffeine fix, the MyCafe MCO hits the sweet spot. Its ability to serve multiple cup sizes quickly, the automatic water refill, and the durable commercial-grade components mean you won't be stuck troubleshooting a broken machine after a month. It also works well for businesses that want to offer both coffee and tea without buying separate brews. The touchscreen lets you switch between brew profiles in seconds. Who should skip it? If you're a single user who only makes 1 cup a day, the upfront cost and the need for a